The Avatar Aang movie disappointed me so bad. Like they nerfed Team Avatar. These are the same kids that took down the Fire Nation soldiers, that took down the Earth Kingdom soldiers. Like they single-handedly took down trained soldiers, trained earth-bending soldiers. Children, I'm talking about kids, teenagers. But in this new Avatar Aang movie, they nerfed them. Like they were getting beat by the night. People that just got their air bending yesterday. Seriously. They really disappointed me. My name is Samuel, and this channel is all about movie review. So if you're interested in this kind of content, please make sure you subscribe and make sure you like this video. Support me now by hitting that subscribe button. In this video, we're going to be talking about everything wrong with the new Avatar Aang movie. Before we start blasting the Avatar Aang movie, before we start talking about the problems, let's just stop for a moment to appreciate the animators of this beautiful movie. Like the animation looked so stunning. Like it's it's been long that we saw 2D animation. So this Avatar Aang movie was like really special. They did everything perfectly. The animation was stunning. And in fact, I watched it twice. The first time I watched it, I just watched it to appreciate the beauty. You have to appreciate, like, now for nostalgia. Like, yeah, that was the first time I watched it. Then the second time I watched it critically. I watched it, like, I analyzed it to find out what was wrong in the movie. And I got a lot of things to talk about. Like, so many things. So let's just start. Number one, the first thing I have to talk about is the villain, Taga. Taga is the most brutal, the most scariest, if that English exists. I don't know if it exists, but whatever. The most scariest villain that has ever existed. Seriously, Taga is so intimidating and scary. And listen, when they first announced that the Avatar M movie would be out, and I saw the posters and everything, I saw Taga among them in the posters. I thought that he was a new character, like a new member of Team Avatar. I did not even know that he was the villain. But when I watched the animation, immediately I saw him. I just knew that he was the villain because of how intimidating he looks, because of his face. He kind of resembles Zahir from the Legend of Korra. So Taga is a bloody villain. I don't know how to begin to explain how powerful and how like scary he is. Can you imagine? Taga killed Team Avatar. He killed off everybody. He destroyed Zuko. He destroyed Toph, metal bending Toph, like it's bending Toph. He destroyed Toph. He destroyed Sokka. The only person that he managed to he managed to not destroy is Katara. She's very powerful and she's very strong, so she was able to counter his attacks. That was the only reason why he was not able to kill Katara, and that is the only reason why Team Avatar is still alive. If Katara had died, it would be the end of Team Avatar because Taga also killed Aang. Like Taga killed Aang, and he killed him while he was in the Avatar state. That is how scary Taga is. As for Azula, Azula killed Aang, yeah, but she took him by surprise. She killed him when he was not even watching her, so we cannot count that as her being powerful. Tiger Straight On is brutal. He is the scariest villain that I have ever seen. Like he's the scariest villain in the Avatar universe so far. Now imagine if he's the Avatar, or imagine if Airbenders decides to not be pacifists. Just imagine that Airbenders decides, to take over the world. They will just do it within 1 month. Airbenders are very powerful, seriously. My next issue is with Team Avatar. I'm talking about Katara, Zuko, Toph, and Sokka. Okay, let's just leave Sokka alone because Sokka is not a bender. And I know if Sokka was here right now, he's going to kill me. So Team Avatar really let me down. The writers let me down. Like they just like depowered them. They made them to be like, I don't know, weak. These benders, Team Avatar, they are the same people that took over the Fire Nation soldiers. They were the ones that went into the Earth Kingdom's, castle and, took care of his soldiers and went into the Earth Kingdom's palace to, speak with the king. Can you imagine? Children, just kids. And now we have them fighting the denied. The denied, they are, a group of people that don't have powers. And, later on, Tiger bestowed them with the power of bending and, they became a menace. So they were fighting Katara, Zuko, and Toph. And in that fight scene, the way they like, I just like the way the animators made that scene to be like they used so many techniques that I have not seen. Katara's fighting style, Zuko's fighting style, Toph's fighting style. It was just so unique. But I don't like the way they kept getting beat. And Toph is very powerful. Toph is very skillful and powerful. There is no way Toph like could be beaten. But in this scene, we saw Toph getting beat, getting her ass beat. Seriously. Toph is very powerful. And again, I don't like the way they were just making her yell, I'm the greatest airbender at every second. we already know that she's the greatest airbender, so no need of adding it, like saying it over and over again. It's getting cringe at this point. The first time she said it that she was the greatest airbender in the world, we understood her because she was referring to she was talking to those goons that kidnapped her, and she just discovered metal bending. So she yelled it, and everybody was like, "Yeah, that stuff." But now, any small thing, she will just be like, "I'm the greatest airbender in the world." Seriously, it's getting tiring at this point. They should stop her saying that. It's just like the Netflix after the last airbender Tough yelling, "She's the greatest Bender." Like it was so cringe. They need to stop at this point. So let's get back to what we were talking about. Zuko was getting beat. Tough was getting beat. Katara was the only person that managed to you know, go toe to toe with them. But then again, at the very last point, she was like, she's out of water. Like she doesn't have water. Like how can Katara, a waterbending master, say that? Like how can she say that kind of thing that she's out of water? How? Like, do you even need water to fight these people? She could have just blood bent them. Like, I know that Guitar is a saint. She's a good girl. She doesn't believe in hurting people. But listen, when she was out with Zuko to look for her mom, she literally blood bent the man that she thought was the person that killed her mom. She was that angry. And now she, Zuko, and Toph, they were cornered by the Night and they were about to destroy them. And Katara did not say, "Oh, let me just bloodbend and save our asses from these people." She just kept calm. And again, let's forget about bloodbending. The water she used to fight them, what happens to the water? Water cannot just dry that fast. She could have just drew the water and reuse it again, or just use her sweat to fight. Waterbenders, they don't need waves to cause damage. They can use a small amount of water. If the writers of the Avatar End movie, if they are being serious, waterbenders can use a small amount of water to destroy you. They don't need waves. So even when Katara yelled that she's out of water, that's water that she drew out at that moment. She could have used it to fight. Just like in X-Men, Magneto used a drop of metal to escape from prison. I don't know if you guys remember that scene in, I think, the part two or the part one, I've forgotten. Magneto used a small amount of metal, of iron, to break out from prison. That's the same with waterbenders. Waterbenders can use a small amount of water to cause serious damage. So Katara, she could have just drawn her sweat, and again, in the book three, Katara used her sweat to escape from prison, and now we have her in this Avatar Aang movie when she's on her prime, screaming that she's out of water. That scene seriously annoyed me. That's not Katara. The writers really fumbled. I know that maybe they just made that to say that because they wanted to give soccer some time to shine because we all forgot about soccer. But seriously, they could have looked for another scene. Maybe they can show soccer doing something else, something cool, but not on that scene. Katara shouldn't have yelled that she's out of water. She's a water bending master. Another issue I had with this movie is how powerful they made the Knights to be. Like these people are non-benders. They've never bended before. And now Taga gave them the power to bend, and all of a sudden they are strong, they are powerful, they are doing so many amazing things. Like, how are they even able to do that? Same with Taga. Sonam gave Taga the power of airbending, and he became a force of nature. Like, he became a threat immediately. Like, why is it that when non-benders are given powers, later in their life, they become more skilled than those born with it. Seriously, how are they able to master that bending so fast and even to be able to go toe to toe with Team Avatar, to beat Zuko, beat Toph, and almost beat Katara? Like this is so unrealistic. Another thing that annoyed me in this movie is that the movie is so short, just an hour 38 minutes. I cannot believe that we waited for 5 years for an hour 38 minutes movie. Seriously, they should have made it at least 2 hours or even 3 hours or even make it a series. Avatar Aang, like the Legend of Aang, cannot just be a movie. It needs to be a series because it's just so interesting. We the fans miss it. I miss Avatar Aang so much. When I was young, when I was a child, I always watched it. I always watched it. I kept watching it for years. I kept rewatching and watching again. I never got tired of it. So they should have just made it a bit longer. It was just the issue I have with this movie is how muscular they made Toph. Listen, don't get me wrong. I love Toph, but I don't just like how they made her to look so muscular, like a macho woman. Yeah, she's an earthbender, but earthbenders, they don't use their physical gym power to lift rocks. They use their chi and their technique to manipulate rock. They don't actually use their physical strength to do that. So I don't get why people are saying that she uses her physical strength to move rocks. No, that's wrong. They use their power, their inborn power to lift rocks, not gym power. So tough being muscular, I don't really like it. I made a post about it on Facebook and Instagram, and people were dragging me, trying to people were dragging me up and down seriously. But I still maintain that tough being unnecessarily muscular is just annoying. Seriously. Then Zuko looked really, really good. Oh, I loved how Zuko looked like. He looks royal. Like he's so, so good. Then Sokka's design, I don't really understand the way they made Sokka to be like. Sokka looked really good in the series, but in this show, I don't know, they made him to look like a clown and he was always goofing around, joking. Like Sokka is not that kind of person. Sokka is also wise. Like I know that he's funny. He's the person that brings humor in the group. But Sokka is more than that. When it's time to be serious, he will be serious, and when it's time to joke, he will joke. I just like how the series went, like how the series was. Sokka was really, really perfect. But in this movie, he was just straight up goofing up and down throughout the series. Seriously. I mean throughout the movies. I just wish this was made into a series. I don't know. I don't want this video to be long, but I think I'll just have to stop here. Maybe I'll just create a part two and keep on talking about the issues wrong with this movie. So if you've watched me to this very point, thank you so much, and please support this channel by subscribing. I want to hit 10 subscribers. I just have 4 subscribers. Please smash that subscribe button and make sure you like this video, and then go to the comments. I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about this movie? Did it meet your expectations? Like, were you satisfied with how the movie was? For me, I was a bit satisfied and a bit disappointed. So just go down to the comments and let me know. What do you think?